students, today in this video we will discuss our chapter 2, that is nutrition in animals. In the chapter 1 we discussed about nutrition in plant, is not it? So what is nutrition? See, the process of intake of food by our body and its utilization for various life processes is called what? Nutrition, is not it? So in this chapter we will discuss how nutrition takes place in animals, okay? And in this video we will discuss only two topics, that is process of nutrition in animals and human digestive system. You see, unlike plants, okay, plants are what? Autotrophic, is not it? They can prepare their own food, okay? Animals or human being, we are what? Heterotroph. Can we prepare our own food? No, we have to depend on plant or animals, is not it? See, directly or indirectly we depend on plant. Directly, we directly get rice, vegetables, fruits from plant. So we directly depend on plant. Indirectly, how we depend, you see, we depend on animals. On the other hand, animals, what they eat, they are dependent on plant. So we human are directly or indirectly dependent on plant. Is it clear? Depending on the food habit, animals can be classified into three groups: herbivore, carnivore and omnivore. Herbivore, they feed only on grass, okay? They have strong, okay, front teeth. They have very sharp front teeth to cut the grasses, and for grinding they have very strong teeth on the back of their mouth. Now carnivore animals feed on flesh of other animals, okay? They have very sharp canines. For example, lion, tiger comes under what? Carnivores, okay? Now omnivores, what happen? They eat both plants as well as animals, okay? They have sharp front teeth and strong grinding teeth for chewing the flesh as well as grasses, okay? Now different animals, you see, they take food by different way, okay? We take food with our hand, is not it? Have you seen a dog taking food with their hand? No, different animal, what happened? The way of taking food is different. Now mammals like elephant have long trunk, okay? You may have seen elephant's trunk. Long trunk is present. With the help of that trunk, what they do? They graze the grasses, okay? They graze the grasses or fill the trunk with water when they are thirsty, okay? And they drink, okay? Now you see, you may have seen dogs and cats. When they want to drink water or milk, they lick it, is not it? Reptiles like snake, lizard, they swallow their food completely without chewing, okay? Birds, you may have seen, when they have to eat some grains or seeds, they use their beak for picking up the grains. Insects like butterfly, honeybee, what happened? They have tube-like structure, okay, which they enter inside the flower to suck the nectar, okay? And this leeches, mosquito, they breathe over our skin to suck the blood. So these all the animals, different animals, you have seen that their way of taking food is very different, is not it? Okay students, now we will discuss about nutrition in animal. See, nutrition in animal involves the different way by which they consume food and utilize its energy for growth and development, okay? See, the food contains several components like carbohydrate, fat, protein, minerals, okay? These are the nutrients. They are found in complex structure. Now, it is needed to be broken down into simpler form so that our body can utilize it, okay? Now, you see, the nutrition in animal involves 5 major steps. So, what are they? Now, we will discuss. So, the first one is ingestion. Ingestion means taking of food, okay? Taking up of food. So, we take food from our mouth, is not it? From our mouth only it enters inside our body, okay? Second is digestion. The food that we eat, it is needed to be broken down into simpler form. And what will conduct it? Our digestive system will do the process of digestion. Digestion means breaking down of complex substance that we have taken into simpler form. Okay. The third one is absorption. What happened? You see the food, now it is broken down into simpler form. Now it is needed to be absorbed. Okay, absorbed by different part of our body, is not it? So the blood will take it from small intestine to different part of our body. Assimilation. Assimilation means its utilization by our body to derive energy. Okay? And the last one is egestion. Egestion means elimination of unwanted material from our body. Means the waste material which our body produced. Okay, it is needed to be released, is not it? So that process is called what? Egestion. Okay? Students, now we will discuss about digestive system. See, a human digestive system is uniquely designed to convert food into energy. Is not it? See, the food that we eat passes from long muscular canal that starts from mouth and end at anus. Okay? See, this muscular canal contain mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum and anus. Okay? And all together this canal is called alimentary canal or digestive tract. It is about 9 meters long in adult human. In addition to this alimentary canal, several glands are present such as salivary gland, liver, pancreas, which help in digestion. Okay. Now we will discuss elaborately about each and every organ which is present in our digestive system. So the first one is mouth. Mouth or buccal cavity. We say it mouth or buccal cavity also. Now, our mouth contains which organs you see? First of all, teeth and tongue and salivary glands. Salivary glands. So, in our buccal cavity, these 3 organs helps in digesting the food. Okay. Now you see teeth. What is the function of teeth? It helps in grinding, chewing, is not it? There are 4 types of teeth. They are incisor, canine, premolar and molar. Okay? See, in small children, there are 20 sets of teeth called milk teeth. Later, when they grow up, okay, what happened? The milk teeth falls and it is replaced by permanent teeth. The permanent teeth are 32 in number, that is 16 in each jaw. The upper jaw 16 and lower jaw 16. The incisors are 4 in number in each jaw. I am talking about each jaw, okay? And canines are 2 in number in each jaw. And premolar are 4 in number, okay? And 6 molars are there. So, altogether how much? 6 plus 4, 10, 10 plus 2, 12, 12 plus 4, 16. So, in each jaw is 16 is present. In upper jaw 16 and lower jaw 16, altogether 32. Okay, is it clear? Now, let us discuss about tongue. It is a muscular structure. Okay, it is a muscular structure and it contains what? Several taste buds, because of which we are able to taste salty, sugary, sweet, sour. Okay, because of taste bud only we get several taste of food. Okay, other than that it helps in mixing the saliva. Okay, mixing the saliva and food together and push it to the esophagus. Okay. The tongue rolls the food into lump called bolus, okay, and make it easy to swallow. It makes a round ball-like structure like a lump, okay, and it becomes easier for us to swallow. The bolus, okay, the round structure is pushed toward the esophagus. Esophagus, that is the food pipe, okay. Now you see. The tongue should be cleaned with tongue cleaner. So we should clean our tongue every morning while brushing. Okay? Because what happened, you see, the 30% of carbohydrate is digested in our mouth. Okay? By the salivary amylase. It is a kind of enzyme. So what happened, they are already broken down into simpler form. So if they stick in our tongue for long time, bacteria may grow over there. Okay, so it is necessary for us to clean it with tongue cleaner. Now the third one, that is salivary glands. Salivary glands are present in mouth, which helps in breakdown of starch. Just now I told you that it produces salivary amylase, a kind of enzyme which break down the carbohydrate. Okay, starch. Starch is nothing but carbohydrates. Okay, it breaks down the starch and help in swallowing the food. So is it clear about the buccal cavity, teeth, tongue and salivary amylase? So is it clear about the buccal cavity, teeth, tongue and salivary gland? These three things are present in buccal cavity. Now we will discuss about esophagus. Okay students, now we will discuss about esophagus. You see, this esophagus is also known as food pipe and it connects mouth to the stomach. Okay, when we swallow food, okay, what happens? It reaches to the stomach by a movement of contraction and expansion, and this movement is called what? Peristaltic movement. Okay, now the food has reached from mouth through the esophagus to the stomach. What happens in the stomach? You see, this stomach is a bag-like structure which can store up to 2 liters of food, and it can keep the food here for 2.5 hours. Okay. Now what happened? You see, the lining of the stomach have some glands. Okay, called gastric gland, which secretes gastric juices. Now what are these gastric juices? These gastric juices usually contain hydrochloric acid, mucus and some digestive juices, okay, which will help in digestion. Now what happened, you see, what is the function of mucus? The mucus protect the inner lining of the stomach because hydrochloric acids are very powerful, okay. Now hydrochloric acids kill the bacteria, okay, which comes along with the food into the stomach. Along with that, it helps in proper functioning of the stomach also. And other than that, it activates some enzyme like pepsin. Okay, this pepsin is a kind of enzyme which break down the protein into simpler form. Okay, and it gets activated only in presence of hydrochloric acid. So is it clear? Now what happened? You see here in the stomach, the food is converted into semi-solid, means not fully solid, half solid, half liquid. Okay, and that particles are called what? Chyme. Now the chyme, which is a semi-solid food, is now sent to the small intestine. Now we will see what happened in the small intestine. You see. Now before going to the small intestine, let us discuss about liver. We know that liver is the largest gland of our body, is not it? And what happens? This liver secretes bile, okay, which help in breaking down of fats into smaller particle, which can be absorbed by our body, okay. And these bile are stored in a sac, in a bag-like structure called gallbladder. Now pancreas. This pancreas also secretes pancreatic juices which help in breakdown of carbohydrate, fats and proteins into simpler form. Okay. Now what happened? Now the food will pass to the small intestine. As I told you, small intestine is very long. Okay, 6 to 7 meters in size. Here what happened? The small intestine secretes several digestive juices. Along with it will receive the bile from liver and pancreatic juices from the pancreas through a common duct, okay, a common pipe called hepatopancreatic duct. It will receive the bile and pancreatic juices in small intestine. So here what will happen now? The complete digestion will take place, okay, complete breakdown. Here in small intestine, carbohydrate will break down into simpler form, that is glucose. Fat will break down into fatty acid acid or glycerol. These are the simpler form, and protein will break down into amino acids. Now we will see how it is taken to different part of our body. You see what happens in small intestine. The wall of the small intestine has finger-like projection called villi. Okay, these small particles which are already broken, like sugar, amino acids, and glycerol, they are present here. See, this finger-like projection are present to increase the surface area of small intestine. Okay, and here what happened? Blood capillaries are present. Small blood capillaries are present. And what happened? You know, this small simpler particle, okay, it will be absorbed by this blood. Okay, and this blood will transport into different part of our body. The blood will carry all these nutrients to different part of our body. Okay, now what happened? The nutrients are absorbed from small intestine to different part of the bodies by blood. Now what about undigested food? The undigested food will pass through large intestine. These large intestine are smaller in size as compared to small intestine, but they are wider. Okay, the diameter is double as compared to small intestine. Now the undigested food will remain here for long time, and from the wall of this large intestine, okay, water and some salt will be absorbed. Okay, and the remaining semi-solid food is pushed to the rectum. Now rectum is the final section of the large intestine where waste material are stored in the form of feces. When the rectum is full, the feces are passed out from the body through the anus. Okay, the fecal matter is released through the anus. Okay, so this is all about digestive system. Thank you and have a good day ahead.